What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Bob Arum. Get this, Bob Arum once again states that we have lost every fight on Terence Crawford. Wow. Top-ranked promoter Bob Arum says that he's lost money on all of the Terence Crawford fights, and he's not a pay-per-view draw. The 34-year-old WBO welterweight champion Crawford's contract with Arum's top-ranked company expired with his fight last month against Sean Porter on the 20th. With Crawford now a free agent, we'll see if he is signed by one of the significant promotional companies. The only company that makes sense for Crawford to sign with is PBC, because they can potentially set up a fight between him and Errol Spence, Yordenis Ugas, and Keith Thurman. Given Crawford's track record, PBC would be taking a risk if they signed him to a long-term contract. It might be better if they signed a fight-by-fight deal. Terence Crawford is one of the best fighters in the world today, and has tremendous skill. Bob Arum states that unfortunately he hasn't been shown to be a fighter that is a draw on pay-per-view for whatever reason. Bob freely admits that Crawford is a tremendous talent, but his ability inside the ring hasn't translated to being a draw that the fans want to see. What's unclear is why Arum kept re-signing Crawford each time his contract would expire. If he was losing money all these years, the logical thing would have been for Arum to cast the Omaha, Nebraska native adrift and let someone else lose money on him. Arum says that the unbeaten former 3-division world champion, Crawford, insists that he should be paid like a star, but his inability to bring in pay-per-view buys has been an ongoing problem for years. Arum has gushed out about the talented Crawford is, or how talented he is, but his praise hasn't led to boxing fans wanting to pay to see the fight on pay-per-view. So we've put him in the best fights that we can, and unfortunately we've lost money on every fight. He, which is Crawford, keeps insisting that I understand his point of view. I am the best. I should get paid like the best, said Arum. So Crawford's future unconcerned. So if someone is willing to come and put up money with Crawford while he's demanding this type of money, he should do a fight with another promoter if he's going to make more money, said Arum. We're really at the limit of what we can pay him. Maybe somebody will pay him more and we'll be able to make a profit. And obviously it's a business, and so be it, said Arum. Those are the words of Bob Arum. Let me counterpunch. This is a good thing. I think Bob Arum has been complaining about Terence Crawford a long time, and I think the reason he kept re-signing Terence because he knows what Terence can do. He knows his ability, and he believes in his ability. But the question you ask yourself is, who has been a huge draw for ESPN? I mean, we have great talent there. Think about it. You have Tyson Fury still with them. You have the great Lomachenko still with them. But, I mean, think about it. How much money have they lost on these other fighters? That's the question you ask yourself. You know, you can't let it just be beat up on TC Day, beat up on Bud Day. Okay, yes, Bud signed a contract with him, okay, and he was guaranteed a certain amount of money, which was $3 to $4 million. And he agreed upon it. Okay, so I think he has to look in the mirror if he wants to blame anybody for those fights or him losing money on those fights. Okay, so I think at the end of the day, Bob is just bitter about how he feels that someone should be. And if he thinks Terence Crawford should be someone like Adrian Broner, he needs to go and check what he's been smoking, okay? Because there's no way Terence Crawford is going to be an Adrian Broner. He's not going to be boisterous. He's not going to show up drunk. He's not going to talk all this, that, and the other. He's not going to do that. That's just not Terence Crawford. So I think at the end of the day, people need to respect what they see. And I don't think Bob Arum, and I think this is what happening with Bob. Bob has had so many stars, okay? And he's been everywhere from De La Hoya to Terence Crawford to Mayweather. He's had them damn near all, okay? And he knows what it's like to have these huge paydays with these fighters, right? So these guys have this huge payday, and he knows the difference, and he's comparing those guys to Terence Crawford. Unfortunately, he's got accustomed to the amount of money he got with other fighters. And I think that's made him a little mimado, a little spoiled. I think that's made him to the point where he's got complacent when expecting certain fighters to do numbers based on who he's had before, okay? Not who he's having right now, because look at Tyson Fury's in 2019 year. They had to give tickets away, okay? And he signed him, and you didn't hear him complaining one bit about Tyson Fury. You know, I know he's a different story, different weight class and everything, but, you know, it just shows you, why would you care to point that out to the public about Terence Crawford? If the man's gone, be glad that he's gone, okay? You know, and I think, honestly, he is reiterating this also because Terence Crawford, he knows he doesn't have a hold on Terence Crawford anymore. So, you know, Bob is no stranger of being bitter people, because he's done that before. He's been bitter against other fighters, Mikey Garcia, Floyd Mayweather, those guys, to name a few, that he has been bitter with. Okay, so he already knows what's going to happen with him and Terence Crawford. So you might as well talk shit while you can about TC, because TC is about to be long gone. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Bob Arum once again stating that he's lost money on every fight of Terence Crawford. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.